about the library, but just in general, if someone had 24 hours to visit Columbia, where would you tell them to go? I mean, of course you'd say here, but I'm just saying, in general.
24 hours
No bias.
to visit Columbia. I'd encourage people to start at our state capitol because we're founded as a capital city, to work their way down Main Street, to visit the Vista and Inner Vista, to visit the educational cornerstones of this city, the University of South Carolina and the various colleges and universities. We were blessed to have 2 historically black colleges and universities right in downtown Columbia, to visit this library. And this world-class library, a world-class art museum a block away, the very best state museum, I believe, in the entire country, the best children's museum. My first summer youth job was in the Children's Museum, and Adventure is Class A. And also to visit the #1 tourist destination in the entire state. My friends in Charleston and Myrtle Beach and Hilton Head like to think they have it. We actually have it here at Riverbank Zoo and Botanical Gardens, #1 tourist attraction in the state. That's enough to start with, but obviously you could go to Congaree National Forest and Lake Murray. There are a number of wonderful things, but right here in downtown Columbia, there's enough to make people want to come back again and again.
You know, talking about that, summer's right around the corner. What do you do to keep your kids active for the summer? You just named a laundry list of things that we could do. But how do you keep your 2 wonderful girls active?
You know, the reality is that my girls keep me and DeAndre active for the summer. I think we actually now spend time running around behind them. They're active swimmers. They swim, they dance, they participate in city youth sports programs. They play tennis. My youngest plays golf. They devour books. They are bibliophiles to the nth degree, and they read nonstop. So, and obviously we travel. We make it a point to make sure that there's a practical application to the things that they read about the world, and we'll spend some time on the road. This spring we were in Yosemite National Forest, and we're going to start spending more time visiting all of our national forests to help them understand the role that they play in conservation and climate change, and making sure that they're good stewards of God's green earth. So I wish I could say I keep them busy. They keep us busy. They're both also in the Duke Tips program now, so they'll be at camp for Duke Tips this summer as well.
They seem busy.
They are very
like their dad, right?
They are very busy, and their mom. So they're very busy, and they're our blessing. We're just so thankful for them.
Well, today is Thursday. Usually we do Ask a Librarian Thursday on Twitter, and people ask all kind of questions, and we give book recommendations. If you had to give an adult book recommendation, what are you reading right now? What is something that you've read that you're like, this right here is a good book?
Wow. You know, my habit as a young adult was always to try and shift between fiction, nonfiction, fiction, nonfiction. And over the course of my adulthood, only one book has ever stumped me, and that is 100 Years of Solitude. And I promised myself that I would go back and tackle it once again. So that's going to be my project for this summer. It's considered to be one of the greatest books of all time. So I'm going to give it a shot.
100 Years of Solitude. That sounds dreadful.
It's supposed to be amazing, so we'll see.
It's supposed to be amazing. Any other books that you really liked? So something that stumped you, but something that inspired you, and you walked away and said, "This is a book everyone should read."
I love history, and my children, I love it. Now I love history. My 9-year-old, her favorite subject, although she's a straight A student, her favorite subject is social studies. I enjoyed the book Founding Brothers. It shows the birth of this country, how indeed we know that we're still not yet a perfect union, but how the founding fathers of this country knew at that time that they were on a stage, that they were indeed playing the roles as the founders of what they expected to be the greatest democratic nation in the history of the world, this great new federal republic that we all hold dear and treasure and fight for and fight against each other for every single day. It it was a really good look into the mindset and the souls and the interaction between Jefferson and Adams and Washington and Hamilton and Madison and Monroe. It was a really, I think, great treatise that showed these men and how they all interacted in the birth of the country.